Hey Futurelooks fans, I'm Steven, and welcome to Computex 2014 in Taipei, Taiwan. This is episode 1 of our coverage, so just sit back, relax, and check out some of the best computer stuff from companies from around the world. And we're at Taipei W Hotel in the Be Quiet Suite for Computex 2014. I'm here with our good friend, Christoph Katzer. Christoph has completed the first year for Be Quiet in the North American market. How has that gone for you guys?
Pretty well, definitely. I mean, the sales are picking up, the users accepting our products, and we are slowly developing. It's really nice, and yeah, we will see. We are adding shop after shop at the moment, and yeah, you could finally buy the products in Amazon, for example, as well, and it's pretty nice, yeah.
Are there any other retailers that you'll be going into besides our usual suspects?
We are building up Canadian market as well with a few more customers over there, and yeah.
So hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to purchase your products in more places.
Exactly, yeah.
This week we're going to have some fantastic products to tell our viewers about, including a brand new product category that we've never heard of.
Very excited, yeah, very excited about that, yeah.
We're going to take off for a sec and talk about another company. Let's go have a look on the show floor to see who we find. We're at the top of Taipei 101, the third tallest building in the world. I'm here with our good friend Colin Briggs from Gigabyte. As I understand, you guys have had a pretty hectic launch for the new Z97 series.
It's been good busy though. We've got a lot of new products coming out. 9 series boards, they support the new Intel 4th generation core CPUs and upcoming 5th generation core CPUs that are coming out next year. And this year we're doing things a little bit differently. We wanted to give more of an experience to our products rather than just show, here's our motherboard and here are the specs.
We've done that for a few years, haven't we?
Yeah, for more than a few. So we changed it up a bit. We've decided to have different sections. Like obviously gaming is a very important segment for us for 9 series. We have over 12 gaming motherboards this launch. We've got a mini ITX gaming motherboard. And as you'll notice, the look and feel has changed a bit. We've got G1 right now as our branding for our gaming, and it's red and black. You know, we realize there are many different types of games out there, many different types of gamers. So we decided to simplify our branding. It's just G1 now, not G1 Killer. You know, we've got a new website we developed. We're trying to, you know, bring in more of the gaming community to come to our website and, you know, share their experiences, you know, show them the events that we're doing around the world, the gaming teams that we're sponsoring. So yeah, trying to be more inclusive of many different types of gamers.
You've come out with a new kind of a new branding for the ultra durable. You've gone the regular ultra durable, you've dropped the numbers, and now you've also got a more super duper black edition type thing. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that came about?
Just make it simpler for everybody. We're like, any motherboard that has the ultra durable logo knows that it's got Gigabyte high quality components on it. So again, we're trying to simplify our branding and messaging. Like you mentioned, we have a new series. It's our Ultra Durable Black Edition. We're actually testing every single board at our factory, full system testing for 1 week or 168 hours. In the past, it was very hard for us to say, hey, look, we're using expensive components. Your board's durable. And people are like, what? What does that mean? So now we're showing, hey, every single board from our factory is tested. We've got a VIP program, so you can actually see the boards being tested. You can you know, win different hardware throughout the year in our VIP members program. Everybody gets a 5-year warranty. So yeah, it's definitely something new. We've made a big investment in our factory, built a whole new testing facility, so hopefully we'll see more ultra durable models coming, maybe even some VGA cards.
And of course, you guys have always gone racing, and in the motherboard world, that racing is called overclocking. So I understand that you guys have been putting out some really great features and everything, but you've come to a culmination of all these features, coming to a new board that you're putting out for Computex, isn't that right?
Last generation for our 8 series, we're the #1 most overclocked motherboard on HWBot. So we wanted to, you know, keep that momentum. So one of the things that we're doing this year is we're launching this guy here at Computex. This is like our normal Z97 SoC Force board, but at the end it has this LN2. And basically this is a memory overclocking motherboard. You see that there's no CPU mounting holes. But the reason for that is we wanted to put the memory DIMMs as close to the CPU as possible. And you'll see that there's only 2 memory DIMMs as well.
So then you can run much higher speed memory and hit those records like the one you cracked yesterday, right?
Yeah, so yesterday we beat the old 4.4 gigahertz record from last year. We went up to 4.5 live at our event. And throughout this week, we think we'll get even higher.
What kind of benefits will gamers, mainstream enthusiasts see from the overclocking activities?
They push the limits to how far the motherboards can go. And they help our engineers, design motherboards that, one, are really durable and can handle the extra current, can handle the overclocking thresholds that, these overclockers place on it. So in that regards, obviously, that bleeds over to our mainstream boards. And a lot of times too, features-wise, our engineers rely on these guys to come up with new and innovative features that will make its way to our other motherboards. So these guys come up with these ideas that actually start to make sense after a while.
We're going to be heading out onto the floor finally to see what's brand new for Computex 2014. At CES, we looked at some new cases from Thermaltake, including the Core series right here, which was more of a gamer-centric case, more extreme styling. And as you can see right here, they have a pretty extremely modded out Core series case. But now Thermaltake is coming out with some more different sizes in the cases to address some more different needs. So Computex 2014, you've got some unique announcements for us. In particular, you've got some updates to the Core series, isn't that right?
This is the V30 one. In this one, you'll notice one of the changes is instead of the large top panel, we actually made it's a solid metal panel on the top, and it has a magnetic fan filter, so it's easy to service and easy to add top cooling points. For instance, if you look over here, you'll notice that the radiator mounting is all slotted, so that once again, just like the original V71, you can fit pretty much any radiator that'll fit this space, and it's got the slotting so you can move it, so you have your tube management, things like that. You'll also notice it has a full USB 3. It has your, halo lit power button still, and it has actually the connected, because of some feedback we got, we actually have the connected 5¼ bays, so you can run your larger bay reservoirs.
Am I hallucinating? Is the Core series just getting smaller?
So we actually got the smallest cube we can find possible, and we found a way to make this very small case be able to fit some very large components. Normally with a ITX cube case like this, you're normally limited to, the much smaller graphics cards like we actually have in here, the ITX series, the very small ones. You'll notice we have a very large cutout up front here so that you can actually fit a graphic card protruding outward out of the front of the case just to give you that extra room so you can have a big monster card, whether it's a Titan or something huge. We built a lot of fitment in here. So therefore, you have, for instance, you can see custom liquid cooling, full-size tubing, everything ready to go. In this case, by default, comes with a 200mm fan up front like you see here. But you can fit a radiator up front. You can fit everything you need to keep your system nice and cool. You can overclock, do everything within a very small form factor chassis. And not to mention, you'll notice all these panels are actually symmetrical. So let's say it comes with a vented panel on each side, and then you have the window panel on top, and you want to show your graphics card off. You can actually just flip it over to this side and put the other panel on top, and it'll all just stick all right back together.
You were mentioning to me in our quick overview that you've got some really impressive products that are coming out, in particular one that you guys just previewed to us at CES, right?
That preview was kind of like our alpha stage. It's changed quite a lot. But let's go check those out, and I'll show you guys how much it's changed. Now that we have the chassis that can support the large radiators, we now have the Water, it was time for us. We have the Water 3.0 Ultimate. It's a 360mm rad. All the fans are controlled directly off the pump head, so it's the same easy installation like you'd expect before, software control, all that good stuff, but now just even more cooling capacity.
That sounds really great. And do you guys have availability and pricing on this particular unit?
Pricing is going to be approximately about $119 or so, and availability should be actually very soon, within the next couple months. You should start to see some information rolling out as to these being available.
That's actually really, really good. $119 for that? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, if you want more performance, we touched on this at CES, where you're going to be bringing out an alpha stage, where you brought out an alpha stage DIY kit and I think it's gone just a little bit further than that at Computex, right?
It's done a complete 180. We took some of the feedback we got and we really jump-started a whole new series of products. So what you saw was really just us in our engineering stage, and we've moved way past that. We have full compression fitting lines, all different things you would need. We also have 2 different block types. We actually partner with someone, so you have the option directly to some of our friends in the professional liquid cooling market. We also have our own block back there. And then we even have, once again, very famous pump, D5. We have some options for like pump tops and things like that to basically give you this really superior performance you're looking for and have the massive amount of liquid cooling power you're going to need to power, you know, multi-GPU and large radiators, and also that large reservoir. And then you see the multiple cylinder reservoirs or the bay one, different color fluid. Also similar to, like, if you've seen like water coolers love the Tygon tubing, very similar design. Thermaltake tubing now we're going to have. See, this is our natural progression from what we had with Big Water. This is our next step, going just full-on hardcore enthusiast. We know some shorter cases maybe you don't have a lot of clearance, so we wanted to offer a thinner series, which is our Pacific R series. We wanted to have some thicker series, which is RX. We had some other RX over there, and you can see basically we offer all different, not just like lanes, like, you know, 360, 240. We also offer much more different thicknesses of radiators depending on what your chassis can fit. And speaking of like really huge radiators, there's a special one I wanted to show you. This is a coming soon kind of thing, kind of like the rest of these radiators.
Where's the case?
You know, Thermaltake is a solution provider. This time we created the problem, which is we have a huge radiator that nothing fits. So I guess you're going to have to keep your eyes out. I'm sure we will provide a solution for this very soon.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out on Thermaltake for something that fits this humongous radiator. We'll catch up with Thermaltake a little bit later on this week to check out their TT Esports products. You know, walking the show floor of one of the biggest computer shows in the world takes a lot out of you. That's why we're taking a moment. And speaking of that moment, we're going to use that to show you a Megatech Minute.
Hey, Michael Kwan here with Megatech News, here for a Megatech Minute. We are here in Taiwan for Computex Taipei, and you know, when I'm out traveling, I've come to rely on my smartphone for just about everything, you know, email and social media and Google Maps to make sure that I am getting around to where I need to go. But the problem with having all these features on the smartphone is it's a bad battery drain and I'm always running out of power. So what I find is I'm always traveling around with a USB battery bank, something like this ADATA PV100 here. It's a super slim kind of power bank that I can bring around with me and recharge my phone no matter where I go. This particular model has 2.1 amp output, so what it means is that my phone gets topped up a lot faster than some of the other products on the market, and it's even more powerful enough to recharge my tablet if I need to. So when I'm out and about using navigation and social media and even streaming video, I can make sure that my phone stays charged and I can stay connected. So that is our Megatech Minute.
We're in a hotel with a lot of different vendors, and one of which is, of course, Rosewill, and they're showing off a series of cases and power supplies for PC DIY users. It is extremely large, and they call it the B2 Spirit, like the bomber. This is a fantastically huge case with good, nice rounded edges. It's got a really great understated look to it, so it actually looks smaller than it really is. You've got the I/O panel up at the front here, which you can close off here in case you don't need them, power button in the front here. But one of the most unique features about this case is this new vent system right here. It does this kind of a stealth reveal. You've got an interior that houses anywhere between mini ITX boards, which I can't figure out why you would ever do that, all the way up to HPTX boards. So right now you can see how big the interior is because this is actually an ATX board in here. It's absolutely tiny inside this cavernous interior. And up top here, you've got your usual places for your optical drive bays, 5 bays right here. You've got another set of bays right here. You can hold up to an additional 10 drives, and then there's another set of 3 drive bays down here that hold another set of drives for you. You can even remove this in case you don't need that many drives. All of them have a cradle system so that you can easily put your drives in and out, and of course they are pre-drilled for 2.5-inch SSDs or 2.5-inch drives of your choice. MSRP of this case is probably going to run in the neighborhood of about $200. It's fully equipped for water cooling with the 240mm mount in the front here, and of course in the top. 140mm fans come in that price. We've got some more cases down over here that aren't quite so big. This case right here is a special edition case from the company. They call it the Legacy MX2RT. This has a very unique laser-etched side panel right here in this special edition here. It's made of aluminum with a steel frame, and one of the most unique features about this case is the way that you disassemble it. And that reveals the interior. And this fits both MATX, although you can't fit ATX boards in here, so MATX and ATX board support. Really nice looking interior, it's clean. A pair of 80mm fans in the back for cooling, two 120mm in the bottom here, and the power supply fits in the front over here. It does have room for a slim ODD, and it's a really elegant looking case that will certainly build up a really nice system for you. MSRP of this case here is about $229, $249, if I remember correctly, which is definitely on the premium side for Rosewill. And they've even done little things like where the door sits onto the edge here, they've even rubberized it. So they definitely haven't cheaped out on the details here. And moving right along, we've got a case that I think this is their Prodigy killer, but it's a little bit more expensive. It's a more premium case. This is called the Legacy W1BT, and it comes in two different flavors, one with a side window panel and one without, and it inherits a lot of the features of the Legacy MX, including the toolless construction. You can pull up on the case panels here, like so, and it reveals the interior really well so that you can really build this case very easily, because one of the downsides of ITX cases is that they're very hard to build sometimes because of the lack of room inside. It also has, again, the side window. This is the window version right here. And that reveals the interior. The entire bottom compartment is completely devoted to the power supply. So for cable management and everything like that, it's definitely a step above what the Prodigy kind of pioneered for the industry, but the exact configuration is somewhat similar. You still have room for large graphics cards here when you put your mini ITX board at the bottom here. There is room for a 140mm fan at the back, which is a huge improvement, and of course a 140 in the front for additional cooling. In terms of pricing for this particular case, there's actually two versions of it. The windowed version sells for about $179, and then a non-windowed version will also be available for $149. And of course, Rosewill is also known for power supplies, and at Computex 2014 they have a range of new power supplies here, but the two series that we're going to focus on are the AIM series and the Quark series. Starting with the Quark series over here, these are 80 plus platinum power supplies that have this really unique looking low profile finish with the rounded corners. They're extremely heavy, and they look like they're passive, but as you can see inside here, there is a fan inside there, and it only kicks on, of course, when it's required. One feature that I picked up on the back here while looking at the modular connectors here is the fact that when certain rails are lit, there will be an indicator here noting their use in operation. The 80 plus platinum class power supplies, the Quark series here, start at about $179 and work their way up all the way up to around the $269, $279 price range. Moving up to the top here, the AIM series, we actually saw this power supply series last year at Computex 2013, where they were calling it the Epochs. Now they're renaming it, they're calling it the AIM series. They have it looks more or less the same, but it has this new logo that looks very nice. And it's fully modular. But what makes this particular power supply special is the fact that it is digital. So you can see that there's a dongle right here, and there's another one that plugs into your motherboard, and that gives you the ability to monitor all of your voltage, temperature, pretty much anything that you want from either your own UI on the desktop or from a mobile app that you can download a little bit later on. It starts off at about $139 for this series with a 600 watt power supply, and heads all the way up to $329, $349 price range for the top end 1250 watt power supply. And now let's look at one more case in a secret room in the back. We've got a look at a brand new case that Rosewill is coming out with to test the limits of design. This one's called the Wolfstone, And let's talk about the wolf part. There's your claw marks. And underneath it is, of course, red LEDs to kind of bring out the bloodiness. And the stone part is the paint job right here, which looks like a speckled stone type of finish. It's definitely a little bit different, but you know, as gamers, you know, we definitely want something a little bit unique. In terms of gaming features, gaming system features, has support for a full-size GPU. It supports motherboards up to XL ATX size. It has full filters inside. You can even reconfigure the drive bays so that if you don't want them, you can pull them all out, or you can pull out just the middle one to accommodate your larger GPUs. Comes with 3 fans, one in the front, the 2 in the front, sorry, 1 in the rear. And you're gonna get all of this with a window case panel for around the $89.99 price range. And it will be available by Q3 of this year. And that's our look at everything here on the PC DIY side for Rosewill. We'll be checking in with them a little bit later on this week to see some more products. We're still at the Grand Hyatt for some reason, but we're here for some really new and exciting products from Corsair.
This is the Graphite Series 780T. For those of you guys who remember the Graphite Series 600T, it was a second case that we ever did, and it was actually one of our best sellers. If that was the coolest and sexiest case of 2010, what is the sexiest case in 2015 going to look like? And that's what this was done. It's about the same price as the original 600T, but it's now a full tower. It's got dual 360 radiator mounts. It's got the ability to move up to 9 drives inside. You can completely remove the hard drive cages, 9 expansion slots, room for giant power supplies. So it's had a lot of features that the 600T didn't have, and for about the same price.
And as I understand it, this ID has carried on to a smaller form factor case that you'll be coming out with for the show as well.
Yeah, we have a 380T too, which is like a portable mini ITX version of it.
It's a nice chest, it's a cat carrier, it's a ice box, thermos, whatever it is. It looks pretty darn cool. What can you tell me about the new 380T?
So the 380T was designed to look a lot like the old 600T and the new 780T. The same kind of rounded, sleek ID. It's a portable mini ITX system. It's not the world's smallest mini ITX. That was never its intent. Its intent was to fit standard components in a mini ITX board and have really good cooling and some portability. Most people that want to go mini ITX don't actually want to build the smallest case possible. What they want is a smaller case than what they have now. This case is really sleek because you can put up to 5 120mm fans in it. You can take the side panels off flexibly. They just come off with a single latch. There's a built-in carry handle, fan controller, all that stuff's there. You can fit an H100 cooler in it, full-size GPUs, 2 hard drives, and 2 SSDs. And most people don't even have that much stuff in a mid-tower.
And it looks fun, cool. It's different, right?
Yeah, that was the goal. We don't want to just make the same thing everybody else does.
And speaking of smaller cases, we have one more to have a look at.
Sure. So last year at Computex we announced the Air 540, and the premise of that was the dual chamber cooling, right? You had the hot stuff goes on one side and all the stuff that doesn't need active cooling goes on the other. So this is the Air 240, and it's a micro ATX version. So you can put a micro ATX or mini ITX if you want that instead. It's got 4 expansion slots. It's about 40% smaller than the Air 540. It can still fit 3 hard drives and 3 SSDs. It can fit a full-size power supply, 2 full-size GPUs. It can fit an H100 or 2 if you have a mini ITX system instead. And it's a really good cooling performance case too. This one, because of its kind of sleek design and very cost-effective choice of materials, it's all steel and plastic and a big window and stuff. This is an $89 case. Because people said, you know what would be cool is if the Air 540 could be put in desktop orientation, we added this third ID panel to the bottom so that it looks exactly the same if you do decide to put it in desktop orientation. And the way we got around that is we actually put 4 big rubber feet that you can put on this case in any orientation you want. One of the other neat things about that is that, that would be cool except for the fact that, your logo would be upside down.
Right.
So the logo is magnetic, so you can actually take it off and rotate it to any of the 3 orientations.
Great. Now, just to recap, $89.99 for this case here in availability.
This one will be available in July-August timeframe. The 380T, same kind of July-August timeframe at $129, and the 780T will be available August-September timeframe for $189.
So I'm here with Jace from Corsair. He's got a couple of new products to show us. In particular, we're interested in this bracket right here, which does something amazing to your GPU in terms of temperatures, right?
That's right. This is our HG10. It's our GPU cooling bracket. It allows you to install any of our Hydro Series coolers onto your GPU. This one specifically is the 290-290X edition. What it does is it recycles the fan blower from your stock card, reference design of course, allows it to brush over the VRM and VRAM that's making full contact to the bracket. So it actually cools all your components on your card when you install your full, hydro solution.
There will be an NVIDIA version coming out as well?
Yeah, that's correct. The NVIDIA version will have like a 770, 780, 780 Ti, and Titan as well. And as AMD and NVIDIA keep on releasing cards, we'll keep on releasing an updated bracket.
Great, and what kind of pricing are we looking at?
We're talking about $40 USD, and we're hopefully availability is around August.
And you also have one more product to show us as well too, right?
That's right. This is the SP LEDs. So of course everybody likes our static pressure static pressure fans, sorry. And now finally we're bringing them into the LED realm. As you can see, we've got red, green, blue, white, and purple. Same speeds, same performance that you would expect for your radiator setups or those close corners where you need good static pressure.
So if you want to change your H110 into a red or green, a blue, or a white one, it would not only be an upgrade in the performance, but it will also be cosmetically more pleasing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Cosmetically pleasing is definitely the main focus, and it's not going to sacrifice performance.
Great, thanks Jace. And I think now we're going to be checking out some power supplies, so let's see what's shaking over there. Now, finishing our visit with Corsair at Computex 2014 for the PC DIY products, we've got Aaron over here who is managing all the power supplies. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. And I see that you have an update to the HX series. Is that correct?
Yes. We are launching the HXI series, which is the next generation for the HX platform.
Can you talk a little bit about what the upgrades are over the original series?
This one from the prior generation, which was a gold, this is 80 plus platinum. It's fully modular. We went to a fluid dynamic bearing fan. We still have the 0 RPM mode, but we've taken some of the things we learned with the RM series about component selection, build process, and the noise deadening in order to make this a much more quieter edition of that power supply. And because it's 80 plus platinum, it's much more efficient, less heat. We can keep the fan off in the 0 RPM mode for longer. For the 750, when it launches, it's going to be 169, 189, and 229 for the 1000 watt product.
So really, not a huge difference in price between the original HX and today's HX.
Yeah.
You're just getting a lot more stuff like better efficiency, better features, and Corsair Link integration, right?
Yes. So the Corsair Link integration is a nice part because we do have the 0 RPM fan mode, and there are some people out there who just don't like the fact of having their fan off. So if you have Corsair Link, you have the ability to turn your fan on and have it run even at the minimums, so you just have that fan going. With this, you have monitoring for the 12 volt, 5 volt, 3.3. You also get to see power and efficiency. And these models ship in a default configuration for multi-rail mode. The software allows you to go in and set single rail if you prefer that method.
And that concludes our visit with Corsair at Computex 2014 for the PC DIY side. We're going to be checking in with these guys again a little bit later on to see what they have in terms of peripherals like keyboards, mice, and other stuff that they make. And this concludes episode 1 of our Computex 2014 coverage. I hope you enjoyed all the fantastic PC DIY and computer related products at the show so far. We've got episode 2 coming up for you pretty soon, so stay tuned. I'm Steven with Futurelooks.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in that episode 2 video.